spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, then left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, no am I some pastor or preacher. Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet, so my aircraft still spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked, the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. The bust all over some ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real marquee velvet. Body you not for Mars, a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm data space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. Act Get shape the state, these are fake, they fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing the step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A crystal carolize what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. I don't want to go for the cracker. I go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas that know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the sci-fi. Third eye gang, straight cops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pills. The scope with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, placate or rage. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've bloated in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by clients, from conspiring to novice. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire. Trying and giants to hide, I'm sure and defiant. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupies, and hype men. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-client. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate the premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. There's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, or Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Akichiwa. Signs and symbols are for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, draw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulars round. Created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you. They smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras, but dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw magic circle around me to keep me from harm. The law fast shakes, purposely but keep me calm. Water, fire, air, earth, turn me from that piece to a bomb. Blow the joint, just split the range, the point, the centimeters. I've encompassed my inner demons. 490-degree angles, squatted by age or up.
218. I just started, so I'm looking at when I sell everything here. When I get the fuck up out of here, I'm gonna really be working. I'm gonna get down at least 185. That's where I want to be at. At 5'10", 185 is the goal. Then I'll be carnivore and plant and carnivore. So.
My character, stay fly, the conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky, new God, on what the world's been waiting for, the days not, may I think and I don't abide by the same ethics, they ain't respect, yet obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange but the epic of my name will reign and
Look at this read on. Let this read on. And I'm gonna lay back, relax, and watch a movie. Damn, I'm beat up, y'all. I'm gonna load the walking video. Just like just 10 minutes of it. I recorded. I did 2 on TikTok, 20 minutes, and then I recorded one for about 25 minutes. So I walked for about an hour. 45 minutes to an hour, I don't know. And no running, just walking, hard walking. Because, you know, my knee, you know. And it was, the sun was beating down. I had to take the hat off my head. Dude, I mean, y'all can see it. I was sweating, man. Listen. Then I came and I was doing my hat, you know, my axe. And my baby push-ups, prison push-ups. Man, listen. And squats. But I had to put my knee brace was up here. I had to put it on my left, but my knee been having sharp pain. So I didn't use the 100-pound chains. I just, you know, set to 20. I am through. But I'm gonna keep that. You know what I mean? She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. I got size 42 pants. I'm like wearing 30, 35 and 36. I mean, I got a little fupa from the fried bread, but it's not bad. I just gotta lose the rest of it. So as long as I'm not eating sugars and a lot of that processed, because I love ice cream. Processed, I'm not eating no pizzas. My boys come by, I'll get a pizza. But my brothers come by. We're gonna slow it down. You know, my brothers come by, I'll get a pizza. And two, when I get down there with Ganja, besides setting up a hot tent, I need to buy about 3 pickaxes and 4 shovels, so people gonna be working. I want to build a brick oven, still in-ground, place to make real masa bread and homemade pizzas with fruits and vegetables, or fresh vegetables. Well, you know, tomatoes are fruit, and avocados are fruit, but avocado and tomato, Rome tomatoes on pizza, phenomenal. So, and I want to grow I want to build like a little room that's about 6 by 4 with PVC pipes that all is growing is all different types of mushroom. But I also want to put in a stump that you can grow lion's mane and stuff like that on it. As long as there's water, the stump is not going to die. It ain't going to grow, but you can have branches growing off the stump, and we can go ahead and we can grow a lot of lion's mane, and I forget the other one, trumpet mushrooms. I forget. I got to look back into it. But I wanted to be able to grow enough mushrooms to feed at least 150 people, and to be able to build a drying room where we could dry the mushrooms out. But we also got to dig and get water. We got to find water. And We got to make sure it's not from a source. We got to make sure we know where it's coming from, that it can't be poisoned, tainted. Or I'll be welding up something with mesh and lump, lot of charcoal, you know, whatever, to purify it. And also, I want to try my hands at building an air water extractor. I kind of know how to do it, so I've never done it, but I got a good idea from what I've studied. So to build about 3 or 4 of them, you'd be amazed at how much water you can extract and take care of many people. So anyway, I am beat up, y'all. Yeah. What was that, 2020, when I ran that 15K? I ran the 10 and the 15. I haven't ran no marathon since. I put off running when I started having little issues a couple years ago. And I've jogged. Some of y'all seen the videos. I've jogged. I've put in like 3 or 4 or 5 miles. But I've got to get myself to the appropriate weight as far as my bone density. So it might be around 190 or something like that. And I've got to maintain. But the most important thing is, y'all saw the let me say this. I want to clarify something. Y'all saw the Jah black seed oil. I've been doing a little more studying. The omega-6 in there is not a processed form. It's omega-6 is not the greatest thing for you, but also in the minute form of just a capful is not bad. It actually has, from the linoleic acid, it actually has some benefits, as long as you're taking care of yourself and you're not partaking in a whole lot of sugars. You already know some of the chemicals that will assist in creating plaque. So a capful a day, every other day, will do you wonders to fight cancers and stuff like that, as well as eucalyptus leaf. The plant, that's a whole different narrative, but I am big on the eucalyptus leaf. Cup of that every day. Let's say you do black seed oil one day, and the next day you do 2 or 3, eucalyptus leaves cut up, boiled on a fire, not in the microwave, because you lose all the benefits. And you let it steep for about 35 minutes, and you drink that. Phenomenal. Get away from having to have this, this sweet. Just get away from that. If you can't drink green tea in the bitter form it is, then you're really not getting no benefits from it. Like when I stopped drinking coffee, I was only drinking it black, and I'm talking about the most robust Colombian form of coffee I could find. You really got to change your buds to allow your buds to actually taste the earthly flavors. Steak. The guys know if I make steak, it's butter, Celtic salt, or iodine salt, Hawaiian pink salt, and that's about it. I may use avocado oil to sear the meat, but then I always let it sit so it can become a little more malleable. Vegetables, pop them in the oven, put them in an old baking dish that you would make like banana nut bread or something, and don't cover it. Just pop it in the oven at 375, hit it with a little Celtic salt or whatever, what have you, just a little bit. All right, put a little water at the bottom and let it do its thing for about, get the oven hot first, don't just throw it in there, turn the oven on, and let it go for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to get a little brown and this, that, and other. That is beneficial, and partake. And you could chop some cabbage up and throw it right in there on the bottom as well. Or you could take the cabbage up, get your colander if you don't have one of those rice cookers like the bamboo ones, and get you about a liter of water, let it come to a boil, put a lid over the colander with your cabbage in there, your eggplant, whatever else you choose to eat, and partake in that just as it is, So I got cabbage I'm making tomorrow for my first meal. That's going to be that with mushrooms. And I'm going to top it off with some chia seeds and hit it with a little red wine vinegar. It's not wine, but red wine vinegar. And I'm going to enjoy it as is. Got to purify the system. You have to, because like I said, it's not just in the food, it's the water, it's the bottled water, it's the air, not to build up a hysteria. I'm just saying, you have to fight fire with fire, even though they have been pretty steadfast and pretty damn good at what they're doing. Okay, this right here, I like these evolutions, evolves and stuff like that. This right here, I don't drink a whole lot of this, but this is mango, raspberry, acerola probiotics. It's got a few other things and cayenne pepper. This is, I really, really like this. It's just where I am, you know. So it's natural fruit with a little hint of cayenne. Be careful with doing a lot of spices, because if you have liver or kidney problems, you're already, and there's something else with your gut health, where you're flushing out most of your potassium, which can cause heart arrhythmia, all kind of things. So be mindful. Like, that's why I slowed down eating a lot of spices, because I was just getting up at night and peeing, not because of no prostate, because, you know, Carolina Reaper hot sauce on my eggs. Like, I put a whole, people look at me eating that stuff, they take a dab and they go, ah, here I am. And they all see me. Two tablespoons of cayenne pepper and about, you know, 2 ounces of water, boiled, shot. It removes plaque, It save you better than an aspirin for those who have that. But it was pushing out the magnesium properties, and especially the potassium. And it was just no wonder I was cramping so much. I mean, one time I cramped so much and so bad, I ate a raw potato. I don't. A lot of y'all know I like to use bananas, conejos, but I'm moving away from that too, because they don't grow like they used to. They don't rot and seed and grow more. These things is garbage. Okay, we got to get back to attaining real food and making the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is, because I've got some chickpeas with spinach, I just had to heat it up for like 15 seconds in the mic. I did heat it up. It was already cooked. I was gonna show y'all. I got some forbidden and jasmine rice mix, and I got the jackfruit and I got lentils. So this is 2 meals. So I'm gonna split half of that up for 1 meal, which will be my last meal until this evening, and then tomorrow for my second meal, if I decide to eat it, it will be that. But the first one's gonna be the cabbage and the eggplant. And I was only able to find 2 organic eggplants. I was like, you got to be kidding me. With some other vegetables, and that's going to be my meal in the morning. Well, after I get my exercise, my little 30 to 45 minute walk. It's mandatory. I'm doing my best to get 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours of sun. Me and this guy, he's laying there stretched out. I've had him out there feeding honey and water to the hummingbirds. Look, guys, I'm not saying it's the answer. What I'm saying is, it's better to have your mind in a positive affirmation, or a state of positive affirmation, and looking at the hindsight of everything, how we got here, not to dwell on that, and to better yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm going to read. It's going to be short reads. All right. Heaven Bearers, I'm going to read a little more, but everything else is just going to be a little staple, because I am pretty tired. I need to eat. All right. And so let's get it. Hey, Snoo, what's up, honey? Ganja, Marcus, Omek, what's going on, beloveds? What's happening? Max B. Achutma, what's going on, Naki? All right, let's go ahead and get this read on. Yeah, with some forbidden rice. The forbidden rice is actually grown in China, which I've ate that for a long time. It's really good. You can send it off to have it tested, and this one's good. This is a good one. I've had them for a long time. I actually had them before the fake demic. So, you know what I mean? Long before I've had them. I've had quite a few of them. So let's go ahead and get into, just going to read a little bit of facts. So, here we go with the internet. They always act retarded. Put a 1 in there so I can make sure y'all still here. Please put a 1 right quick. Just throw a 1 up. Just hit a 1. Send. Please. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it in, because I'll take it off the internet. All right, so we're going to get Facts and Facts by Benjamin H. Freeman. You know the book already. For those who don't know, that's it. Let's go break it down. The attitudes you express today and your continued activity in this work require possible revision in the light of the facts. This is the letter, if you remember, all right, to the doc. All right? Facts submitted to you in this letter. Your present philosophy and theology on this subject seriously merits, without any delay, reconsideration on your part. Now, what you say are right may greatly influence a boom or a bust for the Christian faith in the very near future, far beyond your ability to accurately evaluate sitting in your high white ivory tower. Now, the Christians implicitly believe whatever you write. So do the so-called or self-styled Jews whom you seek to convert this. All right, so do that for them. This influence you wield can become a danger, and I must call it to your attention. As y'all remember, oh, excuse me, gas, that stuff is good, but that cayenne, this is to the special delivery to Dr. David Goldstein, LLD, and this is the note. I just wanted to just hit that off. And some people will say, well, you're reading that. I am not here to interfere or to disrupt Christianity. What I am saying is everything has been changed, manipulated, rewrote. So change is rewrote, or a new establishment means newly created. All right. So y'all already know where I stand, because I've already told you I saw King James' bedroom when they murdered him. I knew he came here in the 5th century, or the 1500s if you want to believe in that. I knew that he was here for roughly 5 to 6 years amongst our people. And I know that he was a melanated or so-called Negro, but he was melanated. And he fled because they were looking to kill him, as they did all so many kings and khans, so they could start rewriting the history. And he went back. That's why he was killing certain individuals who had inserted themselves, married, or whatever. And he was very intelligent. He knew things, could see things. And yet he was still subjugated by those he would trust. All right? Yeah, I was in Edinburgh, Scotland when I learned that he was melanated. So somebody from Scotland on here? Yeah, that was back in 87. Tell me something different, please. I saw the torture chamber where they dealt with those sedition, these so-called you-know-who's, Chazars, and everything else. And the history that has been created is nothing but a pure lie, y'all. So I just wanted to read that part. All right, I just wanted to get that out because the next 2 parts are going to be pretty gravy. All right, let me mark that. My apologies. This is a paragraph. For those who have been following this, as I've been reading Facts and Facts, come on, dude. Now, I know you didn't lick this pen, bro. What is this? Cats, animals go through these phases, bro. Oh, there we go. Ain't no licking that one. Okay. Let's go ahead and get Margaret Sanger's The Negro Project. Margaret's 5 Ds against so-called, or plan against so-called black autochthonous America. Okay? Let's take it up. It's going to be a pretty long paragraph, but it's going to be a good one. When we were talking about autopsies, we were talking about the undesirables, and we were speaking about Stephen J. Nelson and certain things, and we were also pointing out certain facts when they were talking about conducted on Terry following the removal of her feeding tube on March 21st, 2005. Remember the one that the parents said, and they took the power away from her, talking about that if she was alive, she would never. But the old man, they said they couldn't find nothing, even though she was pretty jacked up. And he was like, when is that B word going to die? Okay, let's go ahead and pick it up. The autopsy also revealed that her heart and blood vessels were healthy, which ruled out that her initial collapse was the result of myocardial infarction, dealing with the heart, I believe. Interestingly, Dr. Martin found no evidence of bulimia, contrary to the initial diagnosis made at Humana Northside Hospital on February 25, 1990. The autopsy results were released to the public on June 15, 2005, and they seem to have raised more questions than they answered. In it, Throckmorton wrote, Miss Schiavo suffered severe anoxic brain injury, the cause of which cannot be determined with, that's why they thought she was strangled, which she probably was besides being hit, determined with reasonable medical certainty. The manner of death will therefore be listed as undetermined. While the results of Terry's autopsy may have laid the matter to rest for many, including Michael, the Schindlers were far from satisfied. Terry's brother, Bobby Schindler, issued a statement on the family's behalf, which read as follows. The fact that the medical examiner ruled out bulimia and ruled out a heart attack, without a doubt, asks more questions. Since Dr. Throckmorton issued his findings in the Schiavo case, relations between the Schindlers and Michael have remained, to put it charitably, icy at best. That means very cold. Each side has kept the right to die, issue alive in its own way. Michael established the Terry PAC Political Action Committee in 2005 with the goal of electing legislators who favor enacting such laws, and penned a book titled Terry, The Truth, 2006. Schiavo shut down his PAC in 2007 following a Federal Election Commission judgment against it for failure to file complete and timely records. Like I said, doctors are bought and paid for. Scourge of the earth, unless you come across a good one. All right? So, that was a long paragraph, right? About a little more than half the page. But it's small, right? As you know, it's very small writing. Very small. All right. Behold the pale horse. Oh, baby. All these chem sprays and things, allergies, food, or inhaling allergies can cause itching, which can lead to excessive licking. Well, I mean, think about it. How many of you here and there have had issues with your breathing, tightness of the chest, just numerous different things? How many of you have people up around you who have been scooty you, you know, and you've been feeling a little weird? A lot of it's this, so you have to allow your mind to become the placebo, have the placebo effect, where it doesn't have no weight on you regardless. No thought do you give it, you know what I'm saying? The shade smudging and water rinse on Alex. Oh yeah, Alexander's gonna be cool, man. He's straight. He's over there chilling. He's been outside and all. He getting sunlight, man. Oh, he's good, mama. He's good. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay? Excuse me. So you know where we're at and Behold the Pale Horse, all right? For those who don't know, and this is the telling time, all right? We're dealing with the story of Jonathan May. This is the book. All right? That's William Cooper. I'm always going to show him. All right? So, and you can see this is his letters. All right? So I got a little highlight in there where I left off at. In 1969, lawyers advised us that the only problem we faced was the taxation authorities' propensity to arbitrarily state that our trusts were a non-entity, but that they would be protected from taxation anywhere worldwide by legislation once proof positive was available that they had been alive as artificial persons for 12 years. My local hometown lawyer had counter-endorsed the register under every page, and the 4,000 trusts were born. For example, chartered between September 19, 1969 and February 15, 1970. Accordingly, I determined that I should continue my business enterprises for another 12 years and then simply sell or lease out the 3,999 trusts at either a flat fee or by the 20% of tax saved formula, and use the proceeds in part to redetermine the what, where, why, and when concerning the assets of the original trust. Now check this out. During the years that follow, I became more and more diversified and made sound commercial contacts, all over the globe. We know it's not, but reading. Increasingly, my fees and commissions were being paid to me in different currencies. This brought my attention to the differing interest rates and who, in fact, it is who determines which currencies are loaned at which rates. I discovered that a minute cartel a minute cartel controlled all banking policies worldwide, and that the provisions or non-provisions of money was all controlling. Whoa. You know what it's going to lead to, right? He had found a way, an established way, to actually have control. And we're not talking about tort and all that. And as far as his business savvy, and the system is rigged against anybody. Because, you know, most of the Pelicans that came over the boat were indentured or slave. Most of our people on this land are wild and free or POWs. As I stated before, why would you go all... Who in their right mind would go to Africa to steal a whole lot of folk and bring them over here in the small numbers they profess? Especially in some fake way. You know the sea travel route, right? And what they stated, how long it took them to get here. This is where they messed up. And urine and feces, as if they would survive. I would take any one of you and lock you into an outhouse, you know, one of those big plastic ones, and see how long you make it with them chemicals and you peeing and pooping while I fed you through a hole, and see how long you will last for a week. With other people using it, even though you're locked in there, I'm using it right there with you in there. And I'm talking about a line, because we're talking about over 300, right? Think about it. And also, every foreign and everybody on this land, especially Pelicans, are using everything we made as far as civil rights. But the autochthonous original people, to which the Indian civil rights was created, and then the Gujars, they created in 19 what? When did Hindustan become India? 19 what? Not 13, 14. It was never called India. It was called Hindustan. They messed up when they were writing, telling stories. But when I shared it on the other channel, I shared the actual date, day, time, hour, when Hindustan became India, regardless of breaking off into two factions, Pakistan and whatever, right? And they had to strip it away from you. This is how they spread our wealth of knowledge and truth all over the world, creating fake places, calling this Greece and that and that and this. All right? So let's get into exposing the expositions, 1851 and 1950. Remember, we were the Native Americans. This is a slap in their face for being ignorant when we were doing the Reconstruction era. Talking about, oh, they're not afraid of heights. We were never afraid of heights. I like to dive off of cliffs and stuff in Brazil and everywhere. Where did this stuff come from? Why is it that I read books all overseas and we were great swimmers? All of a sudden, you know what they were doing with our swimming pools? They were filling them in with concrete, and the worst excuse they made, oh, because a nigga got in the pool. What a lie. And the majority of light skins came here between 1920 and 1940. The majority. And it ain't that many. So despite how Mikowski is revised 2021 from 2019. So let's go ahead and get in there. And then, as you know, that's the Court of Shalak, the Court of Honors in Chicago. All right. All right. So did I show you all the area called the Court of the Universe, Night View? Well, anyway, let me give you a little gander at it. All right. I want you to see this. They didn't know how to build nothing like that. Not at all. It's not a slap in the face saying, oh, there was no Pelicans doing Tartary. These individuals were a new breed of people warring, conquering lands. They didn't know how to build a damn thing. All right? So let's get it up. Last time we were talking about what author Ackley also makes clear in her book is that even though this was now the era of the car and the car was being showcased, who invented the mobile? The blimp. I'm not even going through it. I'm not going to go through all that. So anyway, visiting this fair was an expensive ticket. Granted, the admission was only 50 cents. The problem was that to do anything cost money. Take a ride on the Midway. They were conditioning people for this new money thing. All right? Take a ride on the Midway, money. Buy food, money. Take a train ride, money. Though many still try to portray that the average person could attend due to the fair entrance only costing 50 cents, that meant the poor could go, but not do or eat anything. Palace of Fine Arts today. Now this building right here, okay, I'm gonna show you this building. This building was used all the way into the 1960s by Vietnam to stow tanks and the jeeps of that time. All right, this building right here. We'll pull that picture up, and then they finally tore it down. It was built to last forever. If you were to go look at the pictures, and everything around it was, if not ancient, by the mold and the moss that grew on it. Even though they had painted a lot of it white, this is faded. So that's fine art. This is the Palace of Fine Arts today. The one that I'm talking about was in San Francisco. They finally tore it down 1965 or 76. Go and pull it up. As you know, this one I believe was in New York, was it? If I remember right. I just want to make sure. No, this one was St. Louis, I believe. So I'm trying to remember. They were everywhere. All right. So as soon as the fair came to a close, the demolition began. It took far less time to tear down this fair than did Chicago, St. Louis, or the others. A campaign started to save the Palace of Fine Arts, which kept, if from being added to the demolition, the building survived well into the 1960s. It is the San Francisco. Until it went through a complete reconstruction. Now again, why did they choose to save just one building? And just how temporary were the structures if it made it fine into the 1960s? And then again, San Diego had no problem keeping its fair buildings. I would love to have had, so that was them, it was California, by the way. My apologies. I would love to have had a very close inspection of the buildings on site in 1915 to see if they were all made from temporary wood and staff as presented, or if hard marble and granite could be spotted and touched on several of the structures. It's well known that most of them were made of marble, sandstone, I mean iron, like raw iron that didn't rust, like which you don't see today. Okay? Another important question around all of this destruction is, where did all the material from the ruined buildings actually go? They buried it. It did not just disappear by magic. The narrative claims for St. Louis, for example, that the remains of the fair, all 1,200 acres of it, was dumped into 3 landfills. What landfills? Do you have an idea just how much garbage 1,200 acres of massive buildings would produce? The landfill sites would be huge. Where are they? I wonder if there really are landfills, or if something else may have happened to all the now garbage structures at the end of these fairs. Same with San Francisco, almost 700 acres of destroyed buildings, equipment, and apparatuses. Where exactly did it all get dumped? Can we locate those areas today and do some casual inspection to see if anything at those locations can be discovered? Pieces of unexplained marble pushed through the soil, for example. All right? We're going to stop there. Now, I'm going to say something for those who live in Philly, New York, Newark, New Jersey. Well, they destroyed a lot of those, but a lot of them are still there. Delaware, Pennsylvania. A lot of y'all are aware that some of those row houses they call brownstones are totalitarian buildings. Because I actually had a friend visited, and when I went into their brownstone in Brooklyn, it had the high ceiling, the arches. You want to walk through, and you can see the new additions and the felled sheetrock compared to what looked like a concrete ceiling. And it went like this in that brownstone. But they added some extra rooms in this home. And my boy was very aware of me and this Tartary thing, and he says, I want you to eat. I remember he took me around the back, and you could see where the dirt kind of went up like this, and you could see the bricks that was on a window that was filled in with concrete. But then we went inside. He had already started knocking down this brick wall and showing that there was a room behind the house, and he said he was scared to go in. I said, let's go. We got flashlights. went in there. There was a door that was sealed up, bricked up. He said, bro, I'm going to break that down. And let me tell you something. When he drilled he drilled a hole, took his router and made a hole, and he said there was a room underneath. This is in Brooklyn, New York, in the brownstones. It was a room underneath. In that room, behind the building with a dump garbage that was cut off by some bullcrap fence that had a home on the other side that was new. And I never went back over there. I had moved out of New York, and so something to think about, right? Let's get into Heaven Bearers, the New Age of Deception by Janine Helen. All right, yeah, let's go ahead. I'm not putting on my actor's hat. I'm just going to read it, all right? Until they came here and we taught them that. Yes, current Florida here. Traveling, yes. Exactly. Exactly. All right, so check this out. The serpent moved. Now, remember now what's happened to her. And then Malcolm, The serpent moves down her body and wraps itself around her arm, its head resting on her hand. I can feel your tongue. What are you doing to me? She screeches, realizing that it plans to sink its silver teeth into her flesh. Let go of me and leave, she demands, and wiggles her arm violently, attempting to shake the serpent free from it. Instead of letting go, the serpent flexes his muscles and tightens its grip around her arm even further. The duality must complete itself. It hisses. The duality must complete itself. And latches its fangs into the top of her hand. Bonnie flinches, but it doesn't hurt her. She can feel her body get stiff and cold. The air disappearing around her, and water begins to fill her lungs. Am I drowning? She wonders, but her vision is gone and everything becomes dark gray. Her eyes dart to the left and right, then up and down looking for something, an object or person, anything. But there is nothing and no one around her. Even the serpent has disappeared, and she can feel no pain or fear. All she can feel is the nothingness that is all around her, and it seeps into her skin, creating the cessation that feels like death. The duality is gone, and she tries to stand up, only to realize she is already standing on her feet, and has been this whole time. She takes a step forward, and her body floats with the movement she is making. Her feet unable to touch anything solid, because there is nothing truly solid in this place. She bends down to feel the ground, and it has the texture of grainy sand, reminding her of the beach. She tries to grab a handful of it, but the tiny grains break apart and disappear as she touches them, the same way ash from a wood fire disintegrates, which tells her that they too are not solid in form. She is uncertain about where she is and why she is there, but at the same time, she is not confused. The great nothingness must signify the in-between, the place between heaven and hell, she assumes, and continues to walk in a straight path that leads to even more nothingness. If this is the place where the souls gather before they reach their final destination, why is she all alone? She wonders quietly, and even in her mind feels strange trying to reason in this place. Am I dead? She coughs out with a dry throat, with the sudden realization of why she is here. The words are coarse and rubs against her mouth and tongue like sandpaper as they push to the surface and exit her lips. Wow. But there is no sound. Although she clearly spoke them, it can't be. She tells herself, it just can't. And she screams out at the top of her lungs to prove to herself that she is still alive. Not a single sound is released from her mouth, nor is there any sort of echo. There is nothing. Doesn't that sound like a horrifying, terrible dream that you have lost control of? Doesn't it? Out of nowhere, a strange sound, kids be cracking me. Out of nowhere, a strange sound, all of a sudden, a sound appears from the nothingness. That means sound becomes solid or gaseous, right? Or an illusion. She hears a faint hiss that echoes around her, and she waits patiently for the serpent to reveal itself to her. It is playing some sort of game, or is trying to confuse her, because she isn't even the slightest scared. After a few moments, it appears in its golden form and proudly shows off its true size. The serpent, is massive. Its body must be at least a meter or more in thickness, and she is unable to estimate its length. I hope you know what a meter is. It has the exact same golden color as before, and its eyes are black, but the black color isn't plain and final like one would expect. She looks at it a bit closer and can see her reflection in them, but they show her a version of herself that doesn't yet exist. Her hair is short and her eyes change color, something that isn't real, at least not in her reality. The colors astound her. They are more intense than anything she has ever seen, bright and blinding, and she can't look at them long. There is an aura around the serpent, and she reaches out to touch it, watching as her hand moves right through its body. "You're an illusion," she asks. "You're an illusion?" she asks, surprised by what her eyes interpret. "No, I'm thrilled." It replies with a beautiful and angelic voice. It is neither male nor female, and the hiss that she heard before is gone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is about to get... I gotta eat something, guys. Because I'm not doing sugar like glucose until I get used to not having that requirement or need of some quick fix energy. So, which is common when you look at the diets we have partaken in. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that read. What was that? Until they came here and we taught them about it. Yep. I forget what the so-called schools were called. I have a book upstairs that they actually labels what these things were, and they weren't really schools. That's a new narrative. They were places where we would be teaching them how to work all the equipment, the electronics, and they would smile and everything, and then cut your throat later. You know what I mean? Anyway, I appreciate everybody. I'm grateful for all the salutations and everything. I didn't look to see if anybody made no donation. I didn't go to the post office today, so we'll see tomorrow. Maybe I'm supposed to have an appointment Tuesday. I'm not gonna be able to make it, so I have to reschedule it. But like I said, again, I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all going over there to the old videos and making comments and sharing it, letting people know, tagging my account name over there, and voicing the fact that, you know, they said something that is a lie again, because that's what they do. Oh well, all right. And eternally bonded we are. Exactly. Absolutely, brother. All right, beloved. So I'm going to go ahead and get me some food, because I need the iron and everything. What a grand evening to you too, beloved. And I appreciate y'all. You already know the salutations. I got to eat, and I'll probably be going to bed around 7:30, because like I said, when you start changing things, your body, it reacclimates. All right? And people know I don't really eat bad, but when you start reincorporating certain exercises, I always exercise, but certain ones with a certain parameter of, like, I do chair exercises. I got to get my at least 45, I say 30, but at least 45 to an hour walk, sometimes an hour and a half. I got to hit my dumbbells, my medicine ball. I got to wrap my knees. I got to get my squats in regardless. I even have certain exercises that are to strengthen bad knees, so I use those. And like I said, you know, when I say bad, it's not what you think. What I'm talking about is the damage done from all the years of the grotesquely hard work that I did that was not really natural. All right? So anyway, I appreciate y'all again. ladies, brothers, and I'll see y'all in the AM. All right? I got a video to upload too, probably the walking one. It's just, you know. So you get out there tomorrow and have a little influence. I got others, but we'll see. All right?